guys, Asher Ray Shadow Legends. Welcome to the video, guys. Glad to have you all here with me today. Sending some love, some positive vibes your way, especially if you need them out there today. So we got a bunch of stuff to get to today. We have the champion rebalancing for October. We have the new token trader update. We have a promo code for all players. I have a new download link for second accounts or for brand new accounts. I'm giving out Tagore at level 15. When you get to level 15, you get Tagore in your inbox. But right away, for the first time ever, as I mentioned a few videos ago, we're giving out Gurgoh. So now we can get Gurgoh on new accounts. You can still use a Monkey King promo code as well. It's still active till the end of October. You can still get Loki. So you're getting Gurgoh, Loki, Tagore, and some Wukong. That's a lot for a new account. The promo code for all accounts for today is going to be, and this one was announced again in the game, so most of you probably have already claimed it. I have not. It's Raid V Play, the 5-year anniversary of what, Plarium Play or something. What do we get? What do we get there? Oh, okay, a lot of multi-battles. Didn't know there were that many. 500 energy and a 5-star chicken. Not too bad at all. Not a bad promo code here in September, almost October. All right, let's talk about these updates, guys. Let's start with, again, the Token Trader update. The Token Trader tab in the Guardian Ring will be expanded to include 2 dynamic champion slots. These will be on a rotation and change every 6 months. Every 6 months? Gosh, man. I mean, the crappy thing is, if you read this whole entire thing, you'll be pretty excited about everything except for maybe the first selections and then maybe the 6 months. But let's be, the glass half empty. 6 months is so long and crazy. Glass half full, it does take a while to save up for these champions, but I think the perfect happy medium, which we kind of asked for a while, is just a refresh button, right? Just players can refresh, and maybe you refresh once every, whatever, 3 to 1 month, maybe a week. I don't know. Anyway, what do you guys think about the 6 months? Does that make sense to you guys? Obviously, we want to try to find that balance there, so it is better than absolutely nothing like they've done with the market. All right, the price for each dynamic slot will remain unchanged. 3,000 tokens, no matter which champion is on the offer. Unlike other slots, you'll be able to purchase the same champion multiple times if they appear across several rotations. Okay, we'll wait 6 months in between to find out, right? But keep in mind that once claimed, these dynamic slots are unavailable until the next rotation in 6 months, or whenever, after you claim them. The first 2 champions will be to be presented in the rotation are Lanicus the Chosen and Noble. Lanicus is a solid champion with ally attack skill. We know what they do, okay? Noble, blah, blah, blah. Got a buff. I still think he's pretty underwhelming. Not a bad, he is an empowerment for ninja, so you know what? If you have a bunch of crappy Legos sitting around that you know you're never going to do anything with, either hold them for a buff, which I would recommend, or maybe empower Ninja if he's a massive, important part of your account. So guys, what do you think of that? What do you think of the Token Trader update? Gosh, guys, I mean, listen, again, glass half full is it's better than nothing. Glass half empty is that, like, there's so many cool things they could have done, they can still do with a Token Trader. Maybe a refresh button. Maybe instead of with the same life tokens, the same currency, maybe we can just buy fragments from previous champion fragment summons, right? Other items of value that are champion adjacent in terms of the value they present in this trader shop, right? It doesn't have to just be mediocre champions, you know, maybe even having a little rotation of epic champions that are really good now that we can empower them. That'd be cool too, you know. Anyway, just some ideas for you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below. To me, it's just like 6 months is a long time. It does take a while to save these up. I just kind of wish there was a refresh button or something like that, so we had a little bit more autonomy. Champion rebalancing, guys. We have Warchief and we have Gurgoh the Augur. So let's start with Gurgoh the Augur, actually, right? I've been calling for a buff for this dude for a while. I really do think he is the worst Void Legendary in the game, or at least in the conversation with a couple others. Man, his base stats really suck across the board. So what are they doing to him, right? They're changing the Bone Chiller, so now it's removing all buffs from all enemies instead of 2 random. Everything else stays the same there. I don't know. I mean, to me, it's 2 random buffs usually gets the job done. All is better than 2 though, so I'll take it. Avalanche, they're changing this ability. It's now going to be an AoE ability, okay? So Avalanche is now going to be attacks all enemies. Places a decreased defense on all enemies for 2 turns. Extra hit if the target is under a freeze, which again, he brings on his A2 ability with the extra turn. So now we can get the buff removal, freeze on enemies, extra turn, decreased defense, and they reduce this from a 5 turn cooldown book down to 4, from a 6 book down to 5. I actually like this buff, guys. They also went in and they changed his Frost Embrace passive a little bit. When hit by an enemy, has a 30% chance of placing a freeze debuff on the attacker for 1 turn. Increases the damage inflicted by all allies against enemies under freeze. So, in a way, I don't think he's going to be an insane meta-breaking champion for the arena after this buff. Pinpoint is a thing. It's becoming ever so more popular as well. So CC debuffs are with Intercept are a little bit more challenging. And then there's Polymorph, of course, as well. I do like that they have the damage. The damage mitigation innate in the freeze is going to be basically mitigated by this damage boost off the passive now, which I think is pretty cool. Now, on the 50% chance of placing a freeze debuff on the attacker for 1 turn, that's what it is right now. So they're actually going in there, and when hit by an enemy, has a 30% chance of placing a freeze debuff on the attacker for 1 turn. So it looks like there's kind of like a soft nerf to a part of that as well. What about Warchief, guys? Warchief. To me, when I think about Warchief, I think about a couple things. Provoker, one of the best single target provokers in the game, because he has it on his A1 and his A2 ability for 3 turns on a 2-turn cooldown. Okay, so that's the first thing I think of. Great provoker for like Magma Dragon, the best in the game for Magma Dragon, right? Outside of that, very niche. The only other time I think of Warchief is when he's killing Seer because of the reflect damage on the standstill. That's about it. So what are they doing to change this dude? This feels more like a rework to me, but I think at the end of the day, he'll have a little bit more viability for progression in the game, for progression players. But outside of that, you know, I think his niche will still be his niche and nothing will change. The best part about this, I'm just going to cut to the end here. The best part about this buff or nerf or whatever, I mean buff, I guess, rather, is they changed his whole passive. They reworked the whole thing. Whenever an ally under shield, now he brings a shield, plays a shield on all allies for 2 turns. The value of the shield is proportional to his defense on his A3 now, right? So now that he brings the shield, whenever an ally under shield gets hit by an enemy, heals that ally by 25% of the damage dealt to the shield. Okay. So he's healing the ally, but there's no reflect anymore. Increases champion's defense for each enemy under provoke, blah, blah, blah. Will increase the champion's defense by 5%, whatever. Accuracy in all battles by 60 on the aura. Right now, he doesn't have no aura at all, so they added an aura too. That's nice. I think he has a lot more viability for progression. Again, nice to have that shield on the A2 ability. They did something to his A1 as well. On brute force, each hit also heals this champion, so a little bit of healage there, which is nice. More survivability from a provoker. Obviously, that's good to have. The shield. But now, the best part about this buff is there's no more reflect damage. So all those Warchief waves, and I feel like they're in every area of the game. I feel like they stick Warchief in there a heck of a lot. Won't be as annoying anymore. So that's the best part about this buff, in my opinion. Listen, I think that especially Gurgoh really needed a buff, so I was very happy about that one. Warchief, to me, is kind of a meh. I don't hate it. I think it can help some players out there, but I'm not super excited about it. I do think there's a lot more deserving candidates out there, like Altan to name one. But, you know, overall, I think they've done a pretty good job with the legendary buffs this year. I say legendary because, man, it'd be awesome if they went in just one a month. You know, like, that's not a big ask. Just fix up an underwhelming void epic or something every once in a while, you know? So overall, I think they've hit it. I have a whole video coming out again talking about champions like Claydna, like Great Hoof. They've done a good job with most of these buffs, not all, but most. But this one, you know, I'll give it a B, I guess. What about you guys? What do you think about the token trader? Do you care about the token trader? Token trader is, again, it's better than nothing, but man, there's a lot. The market, I think, is the next one they really need to tackle in a bigger way than what they did to the token trader. Man, they could just do so many cool things. I think for me, it's not like, okay, they are making adjustments. They are taking action based on feedback, which is great. No complaints. But it's also, it's the ever teasing question of what could have been.